Well, here it is confirmed, guys. Bulletin. Russia issues direct warning to U.S. I first saw it on Telegram here, about maybe an hour ago, and now I see it confirmed on Hal Turner. So here we go. Russia has now issued a direct warning to the U.S. and to NATO. If Western weapons are used to strike deep inside Russia, the consequences will affect both sides of the Atlantic. The direct warning was hand-delivered by a diplomatic courier to the White House. This comes after Ukraine began using Western-supplied weapons to attack targets slightly over 1,000 kilometers into interior Russia. So the update at 3:45 today Eastern, just a little bit ago, Russian ambassador to Washington, Anatoly Antonov, has now also stated publicly, if Western weapons are used deep inside Russia, the consequences will affect both sides of the Atlantic. It can't get any more clear than that, guys. I don't know what you mockers and scoffers need to see, but there it is. It's on. And they've already used them on it was an oil refinery, I believe, about 1,500 kilometers deep, away from the Ukrainian border. So here we go. Worse, he said this while discussing the present ongoing revisions to Russia's nuclear weapons use doctrine. Yep. Revelation 18, Jeremiah 51. It's coming, and it's coming quick. And then we have this. The total collapse of the Ukrainian front in Donbass. Despair in the Ukrainian army. Zelensky outcry. All the fortresses are falling, the Ukrainians say. And there's all kinds of lists and maps and locations of where the total collapse of the Ukrainian defense in Donbass is occurring. It was destroyed on a broad front in the direction of Pokrovsk. The Ukrainians are leaving their forts to the west. The Russian army is already approaching the center of Selendovo, one of the largest settlements in the region. At the same time, Russian forces achieved a new victory in the direction of Vuhledar. The Ukrainian stronghold in the city of Konstantinovka came under Russian control. Cleaning operations continue, so they're mopping up, in other words, in the settlement, while the Russian advance along the road forces Ukrainian units to retreat from Pavlovka. The strategic threat to the Ukrainian army is growing dramatically. The great drama now begins for the Ukrainians. And there's different maps and Twitter reports here that you can look at for yourselves. The Russians also entered the city of Mirnograd. Russian forces have entered the southeastern suburbs of that city and are advancing toward the city center. The Russian origin from, I'm not going to try and pronounce that, to the outskirts of Mirnograd is likely to bypass what is happening. Anyway, there's more maps and a complete breakdown of how the Ukrainian forces are breaking down. And they're screaming against Zelensky because the front collapsed in the Donbass. Many Ukrainians celebrated their army's invasion of Kursk on August 6th, hoping that the bet would force Moscow, to the negotiating table, essentially. But with the collapse of the defensive line in the strategically important area of the Donetsk this week, provoked reactions. And so now the Ukrainians are all screaming and crying because they're losing and losing royally. So I'll let you read the rest on your own. I just wanted to give you guys a brief update of what's happening, especially this. But because this is also going on in Ukraine, where everything's collapsing for NATO, now it's even more likely we're going to see the nukes start flying. So prayed up and pepped up, guys. I'm not trying to panic anybody. There's no fear here. God doesn't give us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. This is Armageddon worldwide. This is that part of it. And of course, things are still escalating in Israel and Palestine, in Syria, all around the Middle East. Iran's ready to go still. And who knows when that's going to kick off. So I think we're going to see it simultaneously, to be perfectly honest. Leland and I have talked about it too. He said the same thing. In fact, you guys have heard it. So anyway, if we get a chance, if we're all still here, maybe I'll get Leland on later this week. I'll send him an email and see what he has to say. But I am starting to feel better, so thank you for all your prayers and well wishes. Sincerely appreciate it. And that's it for now. God bless, take care. Johnny Storm, Don't Speak News.